Yo, what's up, boys and girls? I imagine mostly girls on my channel. It's Parnellyx, and in this game, I just in this video, I just pulled a game from my stream the other day where I just popped off and was a complete unkillable raid boss, and I just wanted to showcase, what it looks like when Warwick just gets out of control, super fed. I think, I mean, even Warwick players don't realize how absolutely insane this champion can get when you're ahead, especially if you're building items that help you kind of scale into things. But it's not just going to be talking about me, getting fed in a mid lane Warwick game where I'm laning against a freaking Velvet of all champions. I also want to talk about Warwick builds because there is a new Warwick build, or it's not, I guess, completely new. It's definitely, but it's there's a definite twist that I have added just a couple weeks ago that has allowed me to. Well, that's just definitely like really strong on Warwick right now, and it's something that I go nearly every single game, and it's not just something I go in the mid lane. It's something that I build. Well, really, my build is basically the same: top lane, mid lane, and jungle. And in every single role, I'm going the exact same build on Warwick almost every game. Now, like in top lane, sometimes I'm going Divine Sunder, which I will try to create a video here soon talking about the new Divine Sunder changes that came out. Still not entirely sure about them, so give me some time here. So I'll talk about Divine Sunder, and there's also a variation of this build where I'll be going Turbo Chem Tank and going heavy CDR based, but that'll be in the future. The build here, as we see me just wreck this Velvet and dive, cut off this Graves. I get a free double kill, so you just know that it's going good. But yeah, the build that we're going to be rolling this game is this, like I said, the same build we go in every single game or almost every single game in every single role. So this is not just a mid lane centric build. I know a lot of you guys aren't playing mid lane Warwick. I know a lot of you guys play jungle, top lane. I need to convert some of you to mid lane Warwick because I promise you it's fun. But that's my fault. I need to be posting more videos to really, showcase it. But the build we're going is Titanic Hydra Rush. Titanic Hydra Rush into Chempunk Chainsword. So you guys remember the Korean build I was talking about a couple weeks ago? We go straight to Dirk second. This is just straight up better. We go Chempunk Chainsword, second item. So you might be asking, Parnelly, what happened? What about when they don't have healing? Because you're like, okay, well, yeah, there's a lot of healing in the game. But what if they don't have healing? Here's my answer. Who cares? Who cares if they have healing or not? Who cares? Ask anyone. You don't build Chempunk Chainsword for the anti-healing. That is just a bonus, and you're able to apply it pretty well because you have your Titanic Hydra AoE procs. But that is not why we're going Chempunk Chainsword second almost every single game. The reason is because they buffed the stats a crazy amount, and it's just broken in terms of raw stats, and it gives stats that Warwick loves. It gives attack damage, it gives health, and ability haste. 3 stats that Warwick loves, and on top of that is a very cheap item. It's 2,600 gold. And Warwick's builds nowadays are very expensive, so having a cheap damage power spike in the mid game really helps smooth out your mid game, so you don't feel like you're stuck in a hole for a while. So yeah, I can promise you that this item's really good. I mean, it's not just Warwick specific. There's a lot of people that are rushing Chempunk Chainsword first items. Lots of top laners, junglers are doing stuff like that. So it's no secret that it's overpowered of an item. It's 126% gold efficient or something like that. It's just absolutely insane. But that's what I've been doing on Warwick, and it is certainly worthwhile. Definitely worth looking into, and not too complicated. So yeah, we go Titanic Hydra, Chempunk Chainsword. Because we have a lot of CDR, a lot of times I actually like to build more CDR boots nowadays. I always love CDR boots, but especially now, because you have more CDR from the Chempunk, it just kind of, I guess, snowballs off itself. Plate Seal Cap's still obviously really good, Merc Tread's still obviously very good, but I'd say at least half the time, actually probably 70% of the time I'm going CDR boots. But again, boots are kind of optional. Afterwards, we're going Sunfire. We're going Sunfire Aegis, and I always go this build if the enemy team is pretty tanky. Really just if the enemy comp is pretty tanky, bruisery, sustainy, of any sort, and I'm unlikely to get kited. That's when Sunfire is going to be able to ramp up in fights, and you're going to be able to get a lot of value out of that. So that's kind of the play there. And then after Sunfire, I mean, really, you can just build anything in terms of tank bruiser items. Generally speaking, I really like Gargoyle Stone Plates. I really like Gargoyle Stone Plate. I just think it just feels nice. You get a free super barrier in fights, and it just gives Warwick resist and stuff on top of his insane amount of health he's getting with this build. But you can go anything. You can go Randuin's Thornmail. Well, actually, you're probably not going to want to go Thornmail if you've gone Chempunk Chainsword. The only time you'd go Thornmail is if the enemy team's full AD, basically, or at least like 4 AD auto attackers. Then you could probably just not go Chempunk Chainsword, get Sunfire, and then get Thornmail third, something like that. But yeah, so some items that you can look for: Randuin's Frozen Heart, Wits End, Abyssal Mask. Spirit Visage is actually good again, although I actually haven't been building much Spirit Visage. I probably should try it more, honestly, but we'll see. But there's really any tank item is probably going to work, or bruiser item. You can even go like Death Dance, Maw, stuff like that. But the key thing here is a Titanic, Chempunk Chainsword, and Sunfire. So yeah, that is it right there. But recently, I'll say that I've been kind of struggling a lot in solo queue. I was hard stuck. I actually fell from I was 400 LP master just a couple weeks ago. Fell all the way to diamond, and like over the course of like 2 weeks, I was struggling really hard tilting, and I couldn't really figure out how to win. But I got coaching from just last week from McBaze, who's a challenger mid laner in NA. He actually does the skill cap videos, if you've ever seen those. And he helps me a lot with just kind of going over mid lane fundamentals and just trying to, because he knows I'm a good player. He knows I'm a good player. He knows that I've been, I was challenger like last couple seasons, and I'm just kind of struggling in terms of confidence and having a consistent non-tilty gameplay. So he really helped me with that, and it's been working. I've just been absolute fire the last couple of days. I have like an 80% win rate probably this week, so I'm just popping off. The more videos come in, because of that. But yeah, I've been streaming a little bit recently and realized that I guess I kind of realized this a while ago. I just keep forgetting. But the reason why I can't really focus on streaming, or I shouldn't focus on streaming a ton in terms of growing my stream, is because my internet's trash. I have really trash internet, guys, and it's not like it is no joke. So you can see right here in this game, my ping is 30 ping, and that's like fine, right? That's pretty good. But this is considering using a ping reducing app. Now, what is a ping reducing app? That sounds like a scam. A lot of people think it is. It's actually not really. If you have shit internet, it's not a scam, at least. If you have good internet, it's pointless. But it like has to do with like the routing of your internet. It's basically like a VPN just for like gaming. But we'll just pretend that I didn't die right there. Feed my bounty over to the Velveth. That right there is just standard Parnellyx. But yeah, like it's like basically like it's called exit lag is what I use, and it's just like a gaming VPN, and it just reroutes my internet. My internet just has terrible routing. So my normal ping actually is about 45 to 50 ms, and with this ping reducing app, I'm able to actually, get down to 30 ms, which is kind of sick. But that's still pretty bad. My internet's very bad, and I'll explain by the fact that I am 2.5 hours away from Chicago. 2.5 hours away from Chicago, and my natural ping is 45 to 50. Yikes. So, and hell, my ping is still bad with this app right here. I mean, when I go to my brother's house, and he lives 30 minutes in the opposite direction of me from Chicago, I get 20 ping at his house. So my internet is absolutely trash, like consistently. But that's not the real reason as to why I can't stream. I'm just kind of showing how bad my internet is in general. But I've been having very inconsistent internet issues for like months, for like probably like 8 months or so. I've been having consistently inconsistent internet to pretty extreme levels. Like in my stream yesterday, my ping went up to 2,000 for like 10 seconds. Sometimes my internet disconnects for even hours. Sometimes I literally just lose internet for a couple hours. and I don't know. It's like my bit rate will, like my stream will get choppy. I'll start lagging a little bit. I'll have a bunch of packet loss, and this just happens like almost every single day. So what it means is that when I stream, it's just kind of yeah, you know, it's kind of rough, right? As you can imagine, really rough stream experience. It's not very consistent. I'm not able to give a quality stream experience most of the time. So I really need to just focus on YouTube. That's going to be my goal moving forward, is just focusing on making YouTube videos. The only way that my internet would be better, which by the way, I don't know if you guys just noticed, 96 to 32 in CS, that is normal around these parts of the neighborhood. That is something and keep in mind, this is master tier. This is master tier, guys. This isn't like a me smurfing. This is master tier. And you might be thinking, oh, well, it's Bel'Veth mid, of course. Well, no, I do this against everything. I do this against everything in the mid lane. I need to post more mid lane Warwick videos. But yeah, my internet is something that can only really be fixed by moving out. I don't have any other real internet options in my area, and I've called, you know, an internet company multiple times, and I think it has something to do with like the wiring underground or something is kind of like fucked up or something got messed up, but they're not going to like do anything about it because it's no one else in the area is complaining, because I have a bunch of boomers in my area that don't really notice lag. So as a result, they're not going to spend thousands of dollars to like, dig underground, and I don't know. I don't understand how it all works. That's just seems to be kind of what's happening. So my internet's kind of boned, and as a result, we got to transition to YouTube, which I'm completely fine with. I actually really like YouTube. I think it'll be a lot better for me. And my only really concern is I don't really know which direction I want to take my YouTube. I posted, like, you know, I've gone through a couple spurts. Just like a couple weeks ago, for example, I posted a video every day for like a week or two. I was trying to figure out, feel out some analytics, see, you know, what type of videos you guys like. And I'm still trying to figure out what direction I want to take my YouTube, really, because I'm not entirely sure. I know I'm the Warwick guy. I know you guys want to see Warwick videos, but what type of Warwick videos do you guys want to see? And hell, I'm going to ask a question. What video do you selfishly want to see? Because every time I ask what you guys, you know, every time I ask this to you guys, like, you know, I feel like a lot of people just are like, oh, this sounds like something that people would like to see. No, what do you want to see? I don't care what other people want. It can be something really stupid, and you can still feel free to kind of, you can give multiple answers too. So just tell me what you guys want to see in terms of videos. Obviously, I can't promise I'll make it, but I would like to kind of get some feedback and figure out what your interests are in. And I'm also going to consider probably making some non-Warwick videos as well. Like, and of course, I'm the Warwick guy. I don't want to, like, you know, don't panic, guys. I'm not going to stop posting Warwick videos. I'm just saying that I want to probably try to, you know, expand and post some non-Warwick videos as well. Probably all still going to stay with League-related videos, probably for the most part, because I just play League most of my life anyways. But, you know, maybe I'll make a video, you know, talking about, like, LCS or something. I don't know, you know, stuff like that. Not entirely sure of what the plan is. I do have some video ideas unrelated to Warwick. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious as to what you guys really want from me moving forward, and I'm not really, I'm kind of in a, like, I'm trying to kind of brainstorm, and I'm not really sure where to look. I actually yesterday I looked at a bunch of one-trick YouTubers that have kind of, you know, been or streamers that have been growing over the last year or two that I know of in Challenger and everything, and their streams are growing. But I like look at their YouTube channels, and their YouTube channels are usually, for the most part, kind of just like meh. Like I actually have more YouTube viewers or more YouTube subscribers than a lot of these streamers that are actually significantly bigger than me. You know, streaming one trick content. The only exception to the rule that I can really think of is Solar Baka, who has like 200k subs. I guess also Bobkin as well. And I don't understand it, because all these other one tricks really don't have many like views on their YouTube, or they don't have many subscribers. So I'm not really sure, you know, what the YouTube meta is, and I don't know, like, if sticking to purely Warwick content is really going to be the way to go for me moving forward. Like I said, I still want to always post Warwick content, always. Well, as long as I'm playing Warwick, of course. But, you know, I might want to try to expand, is basically what I'm saying. Because I'm not entirely sure if, like, I can't really tell what's actually popping off on YouTube. Because every time I, like, I'm trying to, like, look to see what other people are doing on YouTube, and it just seems like everyone is struggling on YouTube. That's not like you doing, like, Smurf content. I really don't want to be the guy that Smurfs all day. But I do have a couple ideas of things that I can do to, like, make my videos seem more interesting, more appealing to you guys. So I'm just going to try to think about that. But again, just let me know what you guys are feeling. And just know that I'm trying to... I think YouTube is going to be the play. YouTube is the play for me. I'm going to be posting Warwick top matchups. That's something I want to get kind of out soon. Some commentaries. I want to do some VOD reviews of other Warwick players. You know, something I was actually thinking the other day that I definitely want to get done is I want to try to get in a call with a couple challenger top lane or just challenger Warwick players in general. So like Tokes, for example, I want to try to get him in the call. There is a challenger NA player who was like 900 LP last season. He was a top lane player. His name was Renekton. I don't know if anyone really knows of him. He's like a Chinese exchange student playing on NA. He's like 900 LP last season. He's pretty good. I talked to him a lot, and I want to get him in the call. And I think I just want to like have like a video where I just have a bunch of questions to ask all these Warwick players, and including myself, right? Like I'll obviously answer questions, but we just figure out what our thoughts all are on Warwick. Like what is the differences in our thoughts? What is the same? What do we think is Warwick's play style? What do we think are his weaknesses, his worst matches, best matchups, favorite skins? I don't know, just a bunch of really anything about Warwick. So you guys can also, you know, maybe say in chat what you guys would like to see for that in terms of like questions to ask us Warwick players, because that is something I'm going to try to set up in the future. But yeah, that I guess is really as far as it goes as far as Warwick's concerned. But I guess we can probably just focus on the game right now, because yeah, let's just focus on the game. I can't really think of anything else to talk about. So we can see right here 8-2. I mean, the gameplay kind of spoke for itself. I guess I definitely need to show you guys more mid lane Warwick, because I really believe in mid lane Warwick. I think it's really good, really fun. Warwick jungle, Warwick top. I need to be posting more about that, because obviously it's very popular and they're actually good. Ever since the durability patch, Warwick's been buffed, and I'd say like every role. Top lane's the only role where maybe he wasn't buffed entirely, but it's still like not exactly nerfed in my opinion. I just think some of his bad matchups might have gotten really hard, and I'm just kind of just trashing these kids right now. Oh my god, I actually forgot about this. This is a missed pentakill opportunity right here. Look at this, look at this. There's no reason for me to stop an auto. What I needed to do there is I needed to just wait for my Q cooldown and then and run in front of them, and then I needed a Q auto, and I would have gotten the kill. Probably could have maybe looped around. Well, maybe not. Probably wouldn't have gotten a pentakill, but you know, that was the dream right there. It's okay. But you can see we're 12-2, and the game is looking pretty fire for us so far. And I'm gonna be able to recall and get Sunfire on this next recall. And I'm telling you, once Warwick has Titanic, Chainsword, and you know, CDR boots, or really any boots, and then Sunfire, that is your power spike that you're really looking for. That is usually going to be your moment. Now, granted, Warwick actually gets stronger and stronger. So the way I describe Warwick as a champion, I'll actually ask, like, if I'm having like a little meeting with Warwick players, I can't remember what the word would be for it, but we'll just call it meeting. I'll kind of ask what their opinions are. But my opinion on Warwick is that he's always like a +1 item champion. This is how I thought about this. This is how to describe him. So he's a +1 champion. What do I mean by that? I mean that Warwick, he scales well, but he's not like a pure scaling champion, right? So he's basically a champion that snowballs, but never falls off. So it's like you play something like Pantheon, for example, right? You're going to snowball, but eventually you're going to, like, even if you're ahead, you're still going to eventually just feel like kind of behind eventually. Like eventually it's going to kind of even out. The thing about Warwick is no matter the point of the game, if he's up one item, he is going to be really broken. he's pretty useless from behind. Well, not entirely useless. I guess it really depends on your role. Warwick is really good at locking down a single target, but he really can't do much else. And as far as damage is concerned, he is pretty terrible damage-wise from behind. His tankiness is like good against bursts, but that's it. So he's inconsistent from behind and usually not the best option. So he's a +1 champion. He's a champion that wants to be one item ahead of everyone. So what this means is, you know, if you're just farming it out, you're like farming it out like Kale or Kassadin, where then like the enemy team, you know, snowballs to the mid game, you're never gonna feel like you get to that point where you just turn the game around. You're not like a Kassadin who hits level 16 and turns the game around. You have to be ahead. So yeah, you're not like a pure farm champion. You're a champion that just looks to just try to get ahead at any point. And that's how I describe Warwick. And it really just kind of showcases itself right here. I mean, this Vlad just alt ignites me. That ignite was kind of questionable. And I remember this fight. Oh boy, do I remember this fight right here. You can see, like, I just don't take damage. I got my Sunfire ticking away. I got the kill on the Vlad with the Titanic proc right there. That's always fun. And I just heal. Like, Warwick gets to this point where his damage, if he's ahead, his damage is not going to be a problem. He's going to be able to bring targets below half health a lot sooner, which is huge for him. And then you're going to be able to spam E and just heal so much that you just out heal everyone's damage. So you can do stuff like this right here, where I basically kill 5 people. This is like a delayed pentakill, isn't it? Is this a delayed pentakill? I think that was a delayed pentakill, like, literally. Sadly, I do die to the turret. The bounty goes over to the Yuumi. Yumi's about to just get a huge... She should buy a death cap. 1v9 the game, probably. But that is the potential right there. I think that clip right there is the exact like thing I'm talking about when I say that when Warwick gets ahead, he can literally 1v9 a game. He's kind of like Jax in a sense. I always compare Warwick to Jax. A lot of people, I always complain because people say Warwick's an early game champion. That is not true. In laning, in top lane, he is a early game champion to an extent, but he's not like a pure early champion. He's a champion that wants to, he's a strong laning phase. He can lane bully, but he wants to get ahead. He actually needs to get ahead. He's not a champion that's just naturally ahead the entire time. Like someone like Renekton, for example. Renekton can go even in lane, not kill his lane opponents, and he'll still be stronger than his lane opponents by 10 minutes. Warwick needs to get ahead by 10 minutes. Otherwise, he's going to start feeling kind of trash, and he's never really going to get to that point where he's able to abuse his lead. At least in my opinion, that's how it feels. Of course, it does depend on matchups and stuff, but for the most part, that's how it kind of feels. But I got my Gargoyle Stone Plate now, and if you thought I was unkillable before, I mean, we got like 60. Actually, it's more than 60 MR and armor because there's the passive, which gives you extra armor and MR when you are getting, you know, hit from multiple targets. So I'm really tanky, and even if they somehow manage to get me low, I got super barrier. It's basically like this item is basically like almost like GA for Warwick. If you're ahead, it's almost like a GA, because when the enemies, like, you know, get me low enough to the point where they could potentially kill me, I press super barrier, the Gargoyle Stone Plate active. I press E, I Q auto, and I heal for like half health. So I basically just like recover my entire health bar. It's literally almost like a GA, except for I get it every single fight. And it is straight broken if you are ahead at this point. We got this Vlad here. This Vlad is a late game carry. He's scaling. He's got, well, he doesn't have a crazy amount of, you know, items, I guess, but no one does. I'm the only one. This is literally my game. And this dude does not deal damage to me. Sadly, he's actually able to get away here. Because he heals a little bit, but it's fine. We're going to go ahead and probably just push mid out. Try to push our lead. And keep in mind, I'm not really playing for fun at this point. This is me tryharding on my main, trying to get some LP. And it shows. So I'm not trying to stall out this game by any means. Although I'm having a blast here for sure, but I'm not like trying to do anything for content. Nothing on my on my main account is for content. I don't play for content. I hate playing for content. I like to play for just for the win. I just like to get good. I'm very competitive, and that's how I like to do things. Killed the Vlad. I need another kill. I'm lacking some kills here. Renekton KS is me, that bastard right there. And I think we can kind of just get close to end here. I'm not entirely sure how much longer the game goes. But oh yeah, right there. Oh, that was actually sick. So the Zed, he tried to get away, but I held Q and went back to the shadow with him. They really can't catch a break, honestly. Because I just have a number, and this is just raid. This is literally what I mean by raid boss Warwick. This is raid boss Warwick to his fullest potential. And you know, the thing is, I'm not slowing down. It looks like we're gonna end here, GG. But I could have reset and gotten another item, and I don't even know. Like, I could probably just straight up 1v5 if I managed to do that. So, GG. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.